Hello, my name is Marcelo Gamero. I am an English teacher here in China. I don't know if you have seen my reading challenge, so I'm going to show you here. Maybe you saw the original video, the reading challenge, but now I'm going to show you in practice how this reading exercise or reading challenge can improve your English. So I want to show you the students doing the exercise while I'm teaching them how to do it. And I'm going to show you, because I'm doing with the students, that here's a point. Well, this guy can improve this part here because he's not paying attention. If he pays attention, try to do it correctly, he will improve. So let's go all over the exercise here. This was me giving a clap because I recorded the video and then I record the sound. If you notice, I have the microphone in my hand, and this is a way of me synchronize the images with the sound. But as you notice, as the video goes towards the end, the synchronize gets decoupled. So I don't, because I don't know, microphone and the camera doesn't have the exact time from each other. So it's synchronized in the beginning, but as the video goes forward, you see the desynchronization, right, start to happen. So the time I speak is not the time that you hear my voice coming out of my mouth. But that does not affect this video too much, because you're gonna see we're paying attention to the screen, right? What the students are reading. So that would not affect your understanding. Okay, let's move on.
Reading challenge. This is a reading exercise that will help you improve your English in a very effective way. But remember, it only works if you do it the right way. In the next few slides, I will show you exactly how to do it. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. If you follow the steps, you'll move forward fast. If not, well, you might fall off the ground or bicycle.
Okay, so now I want you to read. You can hold this and can read it here, okay? Read the black part.
Reading challenge. This is a reading exercise that will help you improve your English in a very effective way. But remember, it only works if you do it the right way.
Okay. So this student actually reads well, not a big problem, right? But you notice a little bit of accent. But that's not why we're trying to fix it here, right? So let's move on. So now it's changing the color, right? So second student, you're going to read next. Read the blue part. So every time you change the color, it's going to the next student, okay? You can read the blue part. Go ahead and read the blue part.
In the next few sliders, I will show.
There you go, sliders, right? So it's not sliders, it's slides. So that's why I kind of making the emphasis. You need to hear, right? Because before they were reading, I played the video. They could hear somebody, right? The audiobook reading for them. That's why you have to pay attention. So you don't pronounce sliders, it's slides, right? So you need to hear first to understand how to pronounce the word. And this is a student making a mistake. So it's very important to pay a lot of attention when you're listening before you read. That's how it's important, right? Because you make a lot of mistakes, and that's how you improve pronunciation. You listen first and then you repeat.
Show you exactly how to do it. Think of it like learning to.
Learning. He's reading it wrong. Learning, right? Learning is not the same way you pronounce this word here. So again, this is how important it is to pay attention when you're listening, because you have to pronounce the same way you listen. So see, my point on this video is to show you how many times students made a mistake, pronounce it wrongly. So they need to pay attention and try to repeat exactly how they listened before.
Read a back. If you follow the steps, you will.
For example, steps, not steeps, right? I kind of notice a little bit of a tonality wrong here.
Move forward fast. If not, will. You might fall off the grammar.
For example, he said fall. I could not even imitate the student. They said fall. It's not fall. It's fall, right? Fall.
Bicycle.
Okay.
Thank you.
So okay. So now we're gonna go for the next slide. Okay.
Reasons to embark on this challenge. 1. Elevate your initiative.
See, now I'm playing the video again, so they could listen what is written in the slide. So pay attention, listen, because later you have to repeat it. It means you have to read yourself. Okay, so when you're listening, you're learning how to pronounce the words, and when it's your time to read, you have to pronounce the same way that you listen. So this is the part I'm playing the video.
Proficiency. 2. Improve your pronunciation. 3. Enhance your listening skills. 4. Expand your vocabulary. 6. Find enjoyment and fulfillment in the process. 7. Boost your confidence, knowing that language learning is achievable with daily practice.
Okay. Okay, next student. So you're gonna be the next one. Yes. Can you read the black part? Here.
Reason to embark on this challenge.
I want you to notice, right? This is the student reading here, and the other one is kind of whispering because she doesn't know how to say the words. Maybe she did not pay attention when the video is playing. Like this is when you learn, right? You listen to the video and you learn how to pronounce the word. But I know it's not that easy, right? Maybe you cannot memorize the whole text. So now the student next to her whispering, right? And then she's repeating. So that's the exercise, listening and repeating. So, but instead of a student whispering for her, she should be paying attention to the video, right? So the guy's reading for her. That's the time you learn how to say the word. But there you go. Let's move on. Okay, give it to her. The blue part.
Evaluate your English.
He said evaluate. It's not evaluate, it's elevate. So she actually here read wrong, right? It's not a error of pronunciation. She did read wrong here. Proficiency, no, proficiency, right? Again, you have to pay attention. How did the video say the word? And then you have to say it the same way, right? So she made a mistakes here, elevate and proficiency.
Improve your pronunciation, enhance your listening skills.
Okay. So, okay. Okay. So read the platform.
Expand your vocabulary, find the enjoyment and fulfillment in the process.
So this student read well. I want to say something. I'm not better than anyone. I'm being very, very critic here because I'm kind of trying to show you, right, how this exercise can help you if you do it properly. So you really need to pay attention when you're listening to the video because that is when you learn how to pronounce the words. Okay. So read here.
Boost your confidence knowing that language learning is achievable with daily practice.
Okay, hold the mic. So we're going to see the next slide and you're going to be the next, okay?
Boost your confidence, knowing that language learning is achievable with daily practice. Step 1. Find a book. We are talking about learning English, so you need to find a book in English. But the good news is, you can use this same technique to learn any language you want. Now, here's the secret. Choose a book about a topic you really enjoy. It could be sports, cooking, travel, or even superheroes. Why? Because if you pick a boring book, you will not want to read it. And if you don't want to read it, you will feel lazy or demotivated to do the exercise. So remember, a fun book equals a happy reader equals better English.
Okay, you can read the black part. Yes.
We are talking about learning English, so you need to find a book in English, but
Okay. When you change the color, take to the next student.
But the good news is you can use this same to learn technique.
So I said technique to him because I noticed he wasn't able to read the word and didn't remember when he was watching the video. So technique, he was going to say something very different, right? He couldn't read it.
To learn any language you want.
Now here's the secret chop.
Here's the secret. She said secret, not secret. That's see, for example, the students are kind of some of them are kind of they know how to speak English sometimes a little bit better, right? But their pronunciations have a very big problem. Secret, not secret, secret. So that's why a lot of people don't understand when they're talking, and they feel like I'm not gonna talk because my English is not good. And I agree, it's not good, but that's not a reason for not talking. You need to practice to become good, and then if you're becoming good, people will start understanding you. Because if you speak like this, secret, I don't know what is that, right? But a secret, I know what is that because it's a word in English. But secret, I never heard this one before.
Choose a book about a topic you
Topsy, not topsy, topic. See again, this is the purpose of the video, right? Point out the mistakes the students are doing. Maybe they did not pay attention to the video, but this is how this exercise is done. Listen first, pay very close attention, and then you have to repeat the words the way you listened before. I'm doing this because I'm showing you how many mistakes students do in this exercise. And that is okay. That's why you're doing the exercise, because you want to get better, right? You want to get better. And students feel like, I don't need to get better. My English is good enough. But here I'm pointing out so many ways, so many mistakes. They're not pronouncing well. And that's the reason us teachers or other people don't understand what they're talking about.
really enjoy. It could be sports, cooking, travel, or even superheroes. Why? Because if you pick a boring book, you will not want to read it, and if you don't want to read it, you will feel lazy of domo devoted to do.
So here, for example, she was reading quite nice, right? I am understanding what she's reading, but then comes to a word that she doesn't know how to say it. Maybe she never heard it before. Or, for example, when she was watching the video, maybe she heard it, but now she doesn't remember how to say it again, right? So here I stop a little bit and help her. I say the words so she could repeat it. So that's again, right? I'm saying this is how this exercise is going to help you, right? Because you're gonna have a memory for pronunciation. So when you see the words, oh, I have heard it many times, I practice many times, I know how to say it, and your English is gonna sound so much better. She also didn't say the word exercise well. She got a little bit nervous maybe in the end here because she didn't know the word demotivated, and now she didn't say the word exercise well again. So we're going to start here again. Okay, here again.
So remember, a fun book, a happy reader, better English.
Okay, so I want you to pay attention to the message, right? You're doing this exercise, you need to find a book. If you find a book that you don't like it, for example, you get a cooking book, but you don't like cooking, so you don't want to read it. So you have to choose a book. What's that? Oh, is it open the door here? Oh, okay. Okay. So you need to find a book that you enjoy reading, right? If you don't like the book, you don't want to read it, right? So that's why you need to find a book that you enjoy reading. You can do this exercise with any book, right? So you have to use the audio book. This is the part that you start noticing that the sound is not synchronized with the images, right? As the video moves towards the end, you're gonna see the bigger differences between the sound and the images. But that's okay. This is not affecting the purpose of this video and the understanding. So let's move on. book to listen first, right? Read, listen to the somebody's reading for you in the audiobook, and then you go back and read yourself. Okay? Okay, so now let's go for the next part.
Step 2, audiobook. The book you choose for this exercise must also have an audiobook. Luckily, in today's electronic world, it's very easy to find the same book in PDF, audio, and even paper versions. Why do we need the audiobook? Because you will listen to the audio while following the text of the book. In other words, your ears and eyes will work together like a team, just like we are practicing right now.
Okay, so here, second one here.
Blue part.
No, you can start.
The book you choose for this exercise must also have one audiobook. Luckily, in today's electronic world, it's very easy to find the same book in PDF, audio, and even paper versions.
He said edu, right? Edu is not edu, it's audio, right? So again, I'm just here to point out the mistakes and how can they improve the pronunciation. So this exercise, remember, listening and then repeating, right? When you're reading. So it's not edu, it's audio. Okay? Okay.
Why do we have need the audiobook? Because you will listen to the audio while following the text in the book. In other words, your ears and eyes will work together like a team, just like we are practicing right now.
So for example, this student did read well. So I want to point out that when you start reading faster, right, you start making mistakes. So my advice is take your time, read very slowly, try to pronounce the words very well. That's how you learn pronunciation. For example, you need to have an audiobook, right, to listen first, right? So listen, this is when you learn the pronunciation, and then you go back and read together. So when you're listening, you're following the words in the book. So you need both of them, the audiobook and the textbook. So when you're listening, you're following the words, and also when you listen, you're learning how to say the words. And then you go back and practice, read yourself, right? So this is how you practice. Okay, let's go for the next one, and then you're going to read the next one.
Step 3, read out loud. After listening to the first page, stop the audio. Then go back and read the same text out loud. Now you are practicing pronunciation. The reason you listen first is simple. You need to hear how the words are said before you can say them yourself. How can you pronounce a word if you have never heard it before? It's like singing a song. You listen to it first, then you sing along.
Okay. So here the sound is not very good because the students are holding the microphone far away from the TV screen, right? So maybe the sound is a little bit low. But that's why you should go maybe and watch the original video where I just show you like in the TV here, right? This is the original video, and now I'm making a video on top of this one here. So if you want to do this exercise, probably gonna search my other video that's the original video. So, but the students are hearing well because they are there in the room. They're close to the TV. They're hearing well, but the mic is with them, so they don't hear the TV very loud.
After listening to the first page, stop the audio, then go back and read the same text out loud.
Now you can practicing pronunciation. The reason you listen first is simple. You need to hear how the words are said before you can say them yourself.
Okay, give it to the next person. The blue part.
How can you pronounce the word if you have never heard it before?
Okay.
It's like seeing a song. You listen to it first, then you sing along.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, so what is your name? What is your name in Chinese? Huh? Jin Yi. Oh, okay. Your name is easy. What is your name? Here again, you notice very clearly that the sound is not synchronized with images because I'm saying before I came to talk to the student. Huh? Chen Liu? Chen Liu? Did I say it right?
Yes.
Chen Liu. Okay, I'm doing good. So what is your name in Chinese? Huh? Meng Zhongxua? Meng Zhongxua? Well, I'm getting good at this one. Huh? So actually, Meng Zhongxua is this guy here, right? This is the how bad is this desynchronization was. So the sound is not synchronized with images. So Meng Zhongxua is this guy here. So what is your name?
Yao Jiaqi.
Yao Yi.
Yao Jiaqi.
Say again?
Yao.
Sorry, I made a mistake. Meng Zhongxua was her. Yes, okay, but that's okay. That's okay. Don't disconsider the sound not synchronized with the images. But the thing is, you can still understand this video. Okay, let's move on. Forget about that.
Jiaqi.
Yao
Jiaqi.
Qi. Yao Jia Xi. See, I need to hear it before I say it, right? Otherwise, I cannot say it. So I need to hear. You say it 3 times before I say it. So that's the same principle here. You need to hear the word before you learn it. So that's why you're listening first. So listening while you're reading at the same time, following your eyes, and then you stop the clip, and then you go back and read yourself. So that's the same principle. So before I say his name, I don't know his name, I don't know this word. So I need to listen and say it 3 times before I get it right. So that's the important part. You need to listen, okay, following the words. Now you stop here, you go back and yourself read the word. That's how you do this exercise. When you're listening, you're learning how to say it. You're improving listening skills. So when you're reading the word yourself, you're pronouncing the word, you're practicing. So that's how you get a better skill of pronunciation. And also you have to do, we're gonna see the next part, which is looking the words in the dictionary, okay?
Step 4, vocabulary. This step is your chance to grow your vocabulary. Every time you see a word you don't know, look it up in the dictionary. By doing this, you are not only learning new words, you are also seeing them in context, inside real sentences. That is much better than studying words alone, like a boring list. And here's the magic. As you keep reading the book, you will meet the same words again. When that happens, your brain will say, hey, I know this one, because you already looked it up before. It's like meeting an old friend on the next page.
Okay, who's next? Who's next? Oh, here, okay. Okay, your turn. So read the black part.
This step is your chance to grow your vocabulary. Every time you see a word you don't know, look it up in the dictionary.
By doing this, you are not only learning new words, you are also seeing them in context. Inside really sentence.
So she said inside really, it's kind of a look like really, but it's inside real, right? So here's a mistake in pronunciation as well.
That is much better than studying words only, like
Study words lonely. See, it looks like lonely, right? So studying words alone. So speak very slow, pronounce it well. Alone. She said kind of look like lonely, right? Not alone.
boring list.
Okay.
And here's the magic. As you keep reading the book, you will meet the same words again. When that happens, your brain will say, "Hey, I know this one because you already looked it up before." It's like meeting an old friend on the next page.
Okay, so this is the vocabulary part, right? So let's say you don't know the word chance. So you go and look at the dictionary, the word chance, because you don't want to be seeing words that you don't know. So you listen, you're going to read it, but also if you don't know any word, go back and look in the dictionary, right? you're probably gonna be seeing the word one more than one time because it's a whole book, right? Next day you're gonna read the next page, maybe you're gonna see the same word from yesterday. So if you see the same word, oh, yesterday I looked in the dictionary, now you're seeing the word again, so you remember the meaning. That's how your vocabulary grows. Also, you have the advantage of seeing the words inside real sentence. You get the context. For example, here you're gonna see the word learning. For example, you see a word here that you don't know, and here is the magic. What is the magic? Maybe by reading the next sentence, oh, magic is something that's you will read the words again, and then you remember, oh, that's the magic. Something. So I want to say something here. I was having a little bit of struggle to show them the context. Sometimes give you the meaning of the word. So I was kind of struggling to find a word that if you read the context, you actually end up knowing the word better. So just because I didn't find a very good, nice example, because I didn't find one in this text, is that not mean that it's not true? Sometimes just because you see the word and you keep reading, you end up understanding the meaning of the word because the word it is in the context. For example, if I say, okay, you're reading a cooking book and you say, pick up a pan, put 2 eggs inside, and then put oil and then fry the eggs. So what is a pan? So if you keep reading, a pan is something that you can put eggs inside, put oil inside. So you feel like, this is a place that you can make a cook, that you can cook, use to cook. So just by reading, right, you understand that the meaning of the word. But in this case here, I did not find a very good example. That's why I'm a little bit struggling a little bit, and that I just still give the example, but not as good as this one about cooking that I just give about the pan. So maybe just because by reading you don't need even to look in the dictionary, and that's a good thing when you're studying vocabulary like this, because studying like memorizing lists of words alone, as I see a lot of students doing, I feel like it's not a very good way to learn vocabulary. Oh, it's going to help you understand the meaning because you're not seeing the words alone. Many times I see students memorizing lists of words. That's boring, right? You don't see the word in the context. So that's, in my opinion, it's a much better way to learn the vocabulary. Okay, so we're going to start here again. We're getting to the end. So let's see the next one.
Step 5. Be consistent. You will notice fast improvement in your language skills only if you keep doing this exercise regularly. Most students start very excited, but then they begin skipping days. Soon the habit is broken, and they say, this exercise doesn't work. The truth is, the exercise works perfectly, but only if you stay consistent. So don't be that student. Keep going, even on the days you feel lazy. Remember, small steps every day lead to big results. It's like brushing your teeth. Skip it too often, and things get messy.
Okay, gonna start here again.
Most students start very excited. You will notice fast improvement in your language skills only if you keep doing this exercise regularly.
Okay, give to the next student.
Most students start very excited, but then they begin skipping days. Soon the habit is broken, and they say this excited doesn't work. The truth is the exercise works perfectly, but only if you stay consistent.
So don't be that student. Keep going even on the days you feel lazy. Remember, small steps every day lead to big results.
It's like brushing your teeth. Scare it often, eat too often, and things get messy.
Okay, let me ask you something. What happens if you don't brush your teeth? What happens if you don't brush your teeth today? You know, brushing your teeth. What happens if you don't brush it today? Huh? Nothing, right? Just one day skipping brushing teeth, maybe nothing is gonna happen. But what happens if you skip today, don't brush it tomorrow, maybe 3 days without brushing your teeth? What's gonna happen? You're gonna get smelly, right? Smelly mouth. Maybe you're gonna get some cavities. So if you skip only one day, no problem. But if you start skipping, right? I'm not gonna read today. Tomorrow. Not gonna read tomorrow either. So the exercise will not work. Only gonna work if you keep doing this regularly. So today read the first page, tomorrow the second one, after tomorrow the third one. Don't skip days. That's how it's gonna work. It's better to read one page every day than the whole book in one day. So let's see the next one.
Step 6. Keep it simple. This exercise is very simple and easy to do. If you read only one page a day, it will take just a few minutes. Remember, it is more important to be consistent over time than to read the whole book in one day. The results depend only on you. No excuses, no blaming anyone else. You are the driver of this journey, and your English is the car. Where you go depends on how steady you keep your hands on the wheel.
Okay. So your turn.
This exercise is very simple and easy to do. If you read only one page a day, it will take just a few minutes. Remember, it is more important to be consistent over time than to read the whole book in one day.
Okay. You read it two parts, but it's okay. Go ahead. Your turn.
Uh,
The results. I
the,
know you have difficulties. The results.
the results depend only on you. No excuse, no blame on anyone else. You are the driver of this.
She said driver is driver. So see, pronunciation has a very small nuances, right? So it's not driver, it's driver. And also, for example, when she was saying the word excuse, she didn't say completely like excuses, right? Okay, move on.
Junior and you
Journey. I know it's journey, right? Journey. See, I'm just trying to point out how can you actually really improve pronunciation by listening, paying attention, and try to say the words perfectly. So the slowly that you try to do, the more articulation that you use in your mouth, the better the pronunciation will sound.
English is the key. Get a car. Where you go depends on how slowly you keep your hearts all the way.
I noticed some of you have good English, so you're reading well, but for example, you are the one maybe can benefit the most from this exercise. If you start doing the exercise, you're gonna be soon, very soon, just most of our students here reading much. I'm not doing this as my bad heart, right? I'm doing this as in a good heart, trying to benefit the students, right, for this exercise, pointing out their mistakes. For example, I'm not usually we wanna listen people praises, right? Oh, you did this well, right? But in this case here, I'm trying to point out, pinpoint the mistakes. So I was telling her, you are the student who can benefit the most because she was the student who was struggling the most, and sometimes making mistakes, like I point out, right? Sometimes it doesn't say the word very clearly, and this is what makes people do not understand what you're saying. So nobody wants that, right? Because you're saying something, you see the other person did not understanding you, you stop talking because you feel like people are not hearing you. Okay, so this is very useful for you. Okay, our last slide now. This is, I think, as our last one.
Conclusion. Your reading challenge learning a language is like building a house. You add one brick at a time. This exercise is your daily brick. It's simple, it's short, and it works. One page a day with audio, reading out loud, and checking vocabulary will slowly but surely make your English stronger. Remember, the secret is not speed, but consistency. If you keep going, you will see results. If you stop, the house will never be finished. So stay steady, enjoy the process, and let English become part of your everyday life. Travel adventure.
Okay, my time is done. I did this exercise with you guys because nobody, you told me that nobody saw this one before, right? So I did this on Monday. I hope that you learned something today. So if you start doing this, I'm sure your English is going to improve a lot. For example, I see you can improve, her can improve a lot. Some of you are reading with difficulty, and this is how you're going to get better. You have to practice, okay? So maybe one of you want to take over? Because I did more than half an hour, right? And they didn't saw this one before, so I did it on Monday, so I did it again today.
That's okay. They can come up to you because we are going to do a curriculum.
Okay, so I'm gonna take this one. Yeah.
So it's great. Like you should know how to read, and then we're gonna practice how to write.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna stop the video here, right? Just stop the video here. And this is the video here. Is a very good one to watch it because as you can guess, it took me a lot of work to prepare this video the way it is because I have to record it. I record separately using the camera and then the microphone in my hand, and then I have to mix the sound with the images, and then you see the synchronization was not very good, and then I made images of those slides from the PPT that I was using in the video here in this video, right? And then I have to put in the PPT here in this side here so you can read when you're seeing this video as well. And now I'm recording on top of that. Here's my image here talking to you right now. So for me to point out the mistakes, I want to make it very clear, right? Where's the mistakes? How can this exercise help you improve your pronunciation? Because I see my point on this is like a lot of students, they don't do it because they feel like I don't see my mistakes. Maybe those students who are reading, sometimes they're reading well, but they encounter a word that they don't know, and they feel like, oh, I'm reading well, I don't need this exercise. But it's very helpful, this exercise. As you read more out loud, your pronunciation, if you try to articulate the word very well, so your pronunciation will get better. Another exercise to improve pronunciation, I feel like it's even more effective than this one, is to use music, right? Start singing. I share my students' experience with my wife. When we are in the United States learning English, she was the one staying home, but she was singing all the time, and her pronunciation got so much better and faster than mine. So singing is another one, but it's not this the purpose of this video because I'm just showing this exercise. I'm going to stop the video here. I hope you enjoy this one, and maybe you could learn something as well here too.